Hello everyone, and welcome to APW Breaks. Today, I am going to be building off a video that I did a while back called How to Price a Pick Your Team Break. In that video, I showed you a spreadsheet that I created that basically creates a total points value for the cards that are in your set that you are going to be pricing, applies a rookie adjustment factor and then a stars of and Hall of Fame adjustment factor to eventually lead you to a team price. I'm not going to be rehashing how that works. If you would like it, if you would like to know how to do that, feel free to watch the video. I will link it in the comments. But today, I'm going to be showing you how to quickly be able to get all of the numbers that you need to fill into this spreadsheet to be able to price your team break in about half an hour as opposed to spending multiple hours trying to work through it. So the first thing to do for whatever set you're going to do, for my sample set is going to be the 2022 Topps Archives Baseball Checklist, is you want to go to Beckett. So Beckett has this really, really great resource at the bottom near their checklist where they have a downloadable, customizable spreadsheet copy of the checklist that you can click and then download. From there, you can open it in Excel or in Google Sheets. I usually open it in Excel, but the computer that I'm working on does not have Excel. So I am going to be showing you how to do it in Google Sheets. So I imported the checklist into Google Sheets. And what you want to do is you want to go to this Master tab. This has a list of every single card that is in the checklist with the card number, the player, the team, and then some additional information. So for this one, since it's on Google Sheets, you need to add a title column on here. So I'm quickly jumping through doing the title column and naming each of these columns so that we know what they are. This 1963 one is not important, so I'm going to go ahead and delete it. And then this is an RC column, and then you want to add 3 columns. So the columns you want to add are RC tier, you want to add star, and you want to add basically card type. I know I labeled this one as card type over here, but that's we're gonna be breaking these down into more general categories as opposed to the actual card names they have here. So I'm gonna jump down to the bottom, and I'm going to scroll all the way back up, highlight this whole thing, and then go to Data, Create Filter. So that right there creates a sortable filter on each of the columns that we have, and so that you'll be able to quickly pick the types that you want. So the first thing I do is I will fill in this type column. Basically, I will clear everything, and then I will start to assign a card type to it. So for archives, you just have base. The base set is just base. So if you filter it by just the base, you'll see that only the base shows up in this left-hand column. And so that way you can quickly select the bottom cell, go Control Shift and then up on your keyboard, and then you can paste the word base through all of those. And then, if I were to select all for the filter, it still says base because base is all at the top, but you've got the remainders here. So we're just going to go ahead and continue this process. I'm only going to do like half of it instead of going through the full thing in the interest of time. So clear everything. If we're doing autos, you go through the checklist and you select everything that has an autograph designation, like that. Go ahead and type auto, Control C to copy it, select the bottom cell, Control Shift up, and then Control V to paste. Then we can clear it all. We can go back in. We can find the different, since this has a lot of variations and short prints on the variations, you can click anything that's a variation. And then type in SP for short print. And then jump all the way down to the bottom of that list. Control Shift up, Control V, and then what we have left is inserts. So we can just grab a couple of inserts. There's Topps Big Foil. There is the 1988 Topps Big Minis. There are the Topps postcards. Just grab a few. Obviously, when you're doing this whole thing, you want to grab every single one that's inclusive of your type, but as I said, going short to try and minimize the length of this video, and go ahead and type insert, scroll to the bottom, Control Shift up, forgot to copy insert, Control copy, Control Shift up to go to the very top, and then paste, and then we can go into this card type and select all to bring everything back in. The next step is up to you if you want to do RC tier or if you want to do star. I usually will do RC tier first. So what I typically will do is I will assemble a list before I pull any of this stuff in of rookies that I have sorted by their RC tier. So here's the 2022 archives that I've done in the past. This is a this is an older list that I put together for 2024 or for 2023 and 2024. And so basically I kind of just look through the stars to find the RCs that I care about. But what you'll do is you'll go to the player name, you'll take your list of RCs, and you can scroll through, or you can go ahead and type in your players. So if I'm looking for, since this is 2022, looking for Julio Rodriguez, let's look for Bobby Witt, let's look for CJ Abrams, and you can quickly click all of them and then click OK. And then that'll sort it all by your top tier RCs. What you'll notice over here is that Beckett will only denote the RCs on the base cards. They don't denote it on any of the other cards, so you do need to sort by player name. You can't just filter this RC column by RC. So these guys are guys that I would consider tier 1 rookies, guys that are whose rookie cards are big draws in the card collecting hobby. Other guys from 2022 that I would consider like tier 2, so guys that are major contributors, they might have some value to their cards, but they're not like the really, really big draws, would be maybe guys like George Kirby, who's not in here. Who else was a rookie last year in that year? If you're struggling, you can always jump in and do a quick cheat sheet, get rid of all the blanks, and find just the RCs, and you can scan through and put together your list this way. So if we're considering sort of maybe tier 2 guys, maybe guys like Josiah Gray, Mackenzie Gore, Hunter Green, Lars Nootbaar, you can go in, you can clear it once more. Let's do Hunter Green. Let's do Lars Nootbaar just for demonstration. And then I would type in tier 2. For the star column, those, in my methodology, are anybody that would be a major draw in general. So that would include, Shohei Ohtani would obviously be the top one, but it would also include any of the like big franchise guys or retired players. And so the first step is to sort the player names alphabetically. It's the easiest way in my mind. And then I just start by scanning down, type the word star. You've got Aaron Judge right here, so I copy that, and then I just will continue to go through and down, pasting the word star as I come across guys that I would consider bigger draws now. So like Adolis Garcia, Adrian Beltre, who's retired now, but he's a retired player that is going into the Hall of Fame, so he'd be a big pull. Alan Trammell's a Hall of Famer. Albert Pujols is going to be a Hall of Famer. A-Rod, who's not going to be a Hall of Famer, but is still considered a pretty big draw. You know, Alyssa Nakin, who's not even a player, major league player, but still would be someone that you might want. And so I just go through the entire checklist and quickly just denote folks that are stars. So once you finish that entire process, you can jump in and you can use a function built into Excel called COUNTIFs to help you quickly tally up everything that you need. So first thing I do is I grab all of the names of all of the teams from the spreadsheet and copy that over into my spreadsheet so that it's spelled exactly the way they are spelled here. Oh, actually, one thing I did forget to do. Oftentimes, when you look at the team list, there are mistakes or there are older names for teams. So, like, the Angels are written as the Angles. The Dodgers are the Brooklyn Dodgers. A lot of times when they have Cleveland Indians, they have removed the word Indians and it just says Cleveland. The Royals are misspelled. It says Major League Baseball. Milwaukee Braves, Montreal Expos, New York Giants. And when you're doing these breaks, a lot of times, you know, St. Louis Browns, when you're doing these breaks, these players go to their current teams. So you'll want to filter and sort out all of these so that you can update Montreal Expos to the Washington Nationals. The Brooklyn Dodgers are now the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Braves are now in Atlanta. Oh, Joe West is a umpire, which is why he's listed as, you know, the New York Giants or the San Francisco Giants. And you just go through and you make all of these corrections so that everything totals up properly. The St. Louis Browns are not the St. Louis Cardinals. They are now the Baltimore Orioles. And the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that corrects everything. Go ahead and select all to return all of the columns or the rows that we had. So you've got this list of all the different teams. I will come in, do a table. So do it in the same order that you have here. So base, inserts, SP, relics, autos. So base, insert, SP, auto. And then we are going to use COUNTIFs, which is a formula that basically allows you to do a whole bunch of different criteria ranges to sum things up. So what we're going to base this off of to start is just off of the types. So the first step for this is you highlight your criteria range. So the quickest way to do this is start right there, Control-Shift down, and that'll take you to the very bottom. That gives you your first criteria range. Criterion 1, since we highlighted the teams, you're going to want to go over and click this on the teams. You also will want to add dollar signs before the column number, or the column letter, and the row number for each of these columns so that when you copy and paste it over, it doesn't shift the team column that you're working on. And to keep the team cell in the right spot, you just want to put it right before the column letter, because that'll keep the column letter the same, but it'll allow the row to change. So as you shift it down, it'll change to the right team. Then we want to do this type column. So that is H2 to H746 based off of this K. And for this one, we want it to stay in the same row, but we want it to be able to shift from side to side against the columns. So we put the $sign before the row number. Close parenthesis, and that will give us our count here. And then you can copy and you can paste these cells all the way down. I accidentally took it a little too far down, but that's fine. And from here, you can copy this and just bring it directly in to your sheet here. And what you'll want to do is you want to paste as values. So you can right-click, paste special, values only, or you can do Control-Shift-V, which is what my preference is. And that will copy in all of the numbers that you needed right here for your counts to get these total points. Now, to get what you need for Rookie Adjustment Factor and Stars Hall of Fame Adjustment Factor, we just make a little tweak to our count ifs, and we add one more argument. So for RC tier, this is column F, so you'll want to do F2 to F746. Oops. And you'll want to do tier 1, so it needs to be in parentheses and match exactly what you typed in here to get your tier 1 counts. And then you can copy and paste. There's not going to be a ton in here because, well, I only did a few. And then you can individually copy these columns and paste them into the high sections here, which are the tier ones, or if you want to do high, low, or high, mid, you can. And then to get tier 2, you just come in and you adjust your formula, copy it across to get the tier 2 numbers. There you go. And then you copy those into your archives sheet, and then to get the stars, you just make a small adjustment. You adjust the column for this formula and change the search term to star. And then from there, you copy it across and down. And then you can take these individual columns and paste them into this yes column here. The no column will automatically update based off of these. And that will then calculate this whole sheet for you. It'll get you your LVF plus number. And all you'll have to do is fill in the min team price and then the break cost. And that will do all of your balancing as needed. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comments and I'll be happy to do a follow-up. Otherwise, I hope this helps, and I will see you all later.